Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. This is Red. Welcome to Urbanite Reflections. Have another video. This one is, as you can see, new footage shows Jada seemingly laugh at Will Smith and Chris Rock fight. Laugh. Let's get into it. I don't have much to say about it. Let's get into it. Craziness.
Chris Rock appeared to deny that Will Smith has reached out to him as a new video emerges showing Jada Pinkett Smith laughing after Will slapped Chris Rock at the Oscars. We've got all the details in today's Us Daily. During a comedy show on March 30th, Chris reportedly told the crowd, "I haven't talked to anyone, despite what you may have heard." He also said in an earlier show that he is still processing what happened after he made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's bald head. And the comment came hours after Us Weekly reported that Will has not spoken to Rock, despite apologizing via Instagram. A source told us that Chris is focusing on his tour, he's moving on, and is looking forward to his upcoming gigs. Now, a newly surfaced video is bringing to light what happened behind the scenes during the slap heard around the world. In the footage recorded by a member of the Oscars audience and posted to TikTok, Will can be seen storming off the stage. As Chris says, "Wow, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me," Jada is leaning forward and laughing. Will, who went on to win the award for Best Actor, later apologized for the altercation via Instagram on Monday, March 28th. He wrote, "Violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Jokes at my expense are part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us." And the Academy has since claimed that they asked Smith to leave the award show following the incident, but he refused. Will has yet to address their most recent statement.
Hold up.
So,
Wait a minute. We don't want to get anything else. Let's just, I don't know how to stop this. Okay.
Baby.
Hold on.
Baby.
Why did it stop?
Baby.
So wait a minute.
Rock appeared to
Oh
deny
man,
that
I guess
Will
it's
Smith
just
has
not going to
reached out
stop.
to him.
I'm going to get into this right here. The criminal justice system. But before I do that, the report said they asked him to leave and he refused. If you or I slap someone and the individuals running that establishment said, "Hey Red, you got to leave," and I say, "No, I'm not going anywhere," usually that's when the police gets involved and escorts you out. Now, thinking about this, you're talking about a live production, so you only have commercial breaks really. So maybe, not making an excuse, but maybe they were more concerned with the optics of coming back live and seeing Will Smith put in handcuffs and escorted out, or maybe not put in handcuffs but escorted out. But usually when you do something that is a criminal act, because that was a criminal act, it was an assault, you don't have a choice on if you leave or not. That's a problem. But I can also see them not wanting to have that on live, which probably would have been worse. I can see them saying, "Well, look, he's not doing anything else right now. Let's just go on with the show," because you're talking about, I think the last poll I saw was 15 million people all over the world watching. I can understand that. I know some people might be like, "Well, he should." I can give him a pass on that, because you do have security sitting there as seat fillers, and police are there. I mean, LAPD is right there. They asked Chris Rock if he wanted to press charges. He said no. But let's get into the crux of that video. Now, it said Jada Pinkett Smith laughed when Will slapped Chris. I have a big problem with that. Because, and let's be honest, she was the instigator of this. Will laughed at that joke first. He appeared to be smiling, laughing. It probably hurt him. He was probably being show business, Will, and just mad, but was kind of going to let it roll until she gave that roll of the eye. The next thing you know, he was out of his seat, walking on stage slapping this man. Now, man, you commit a crime, and the person you with is laughing at you committing the crime. That's an instigator. Prove me wrong. That's an instigator. She's leaning forward, laughing. I get that Chris Rock has been on them since 2016, and he made some very disparaging, distasteful jokes at the 2016 Oscar, in my opinion. But he's still a comedian. That's what they do. They crack jokes. It was a bad joke in 2022. But all I can tell you is this is terrible. This is terrible. I don't want a woman who, if I commit a crime, she's going to laugh. That's like egging me on, encouraging it. And you know, it's funny because I asked one of my friends like Monday, which is the day after this happened, because this happened this past Sunday. I said, well, wait a minute. What was Jada doing? Jada couldn't say, baby, hold on, wait a minute, sit down. She couldn't tell Will to sit back down. She couldn't tell Will, hey, man, what's going on? Come back to your seat. It's not worth it. She encouraged it, just like I thought. Just like I thought. I'm sorry. If you're leaning forward laughing at a man who just got assaulted, you encouraged it. You encouraged it. I'm sorry. That's how I feel about it. Somebody prove me wrong if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll apologize. But to me, it seems like she encouraged this. We have enough people in the grave who, in a moment, a heated moment, reacted terribly, and they're dead. Or they killed someone, or they killed each other. I understand that hindsight is 20/20, and it's easy to sit here at this desk and say what I would or would not do. I get that. I understand that, because in the heat of the moment, you may not know what you will do, especially if you truly feel your significant other was targeted with a distasteful joke, knowing that she has a disease. But from what I've been hearing lately, I mean, I don't know if it's true. How would I know? Is that Chris Rock didn't know she had a disease. But even still, if he did know she had a disease, it was distasteful. It was ridiculous. It was mean-spirited. If he knew. If he didn't know, you can't really say it's mean-spirited, because he said G.I. Jane 2. I mean, has anyone watched G.I. Jane? That's a great movie. And Demi Moore looked fantastic with her hair shaved. That's a beautiful, sexy woman, with hair or without hair. So is Jada Pinkett. I mean, I don't condone slapping someone over a joke, but the joke was distasteful. But I mean, how many times have we heard distasteful jokes? I didn't see anybody get beat up. Well, lately people been doing crazy things, but it's crazy. I mean, look at this. Look at these statistics. More than 5.6 million Americans were in prison, jail, or under probation or parole when counted in 2020, a 13.3% decrease from 2019. That's even scary. If you still have 5.6 million people in jail, in prison, or under probation or parole, and that's a decrease, we have a huge problem here in America. A huge problem. Total prison population decreased 25% between 2009 and 2020. Good. Half of the prison population decline between 2009 and 2019 was due to fewer prisoners whose most serious offense was a drug crime. Arrests have decreased every year since 2006. Violent crime rose 5.6% between 2019 and 2020, while property crime decreased 7.8%. The number of police officers per capita fell 8.5% between 2006 and 2020. Firearm deaths increased. People shooting increased 43% between 2010 and 2020, accounting for 1.3% of all deaths in 2020. That's horrible. Horrible. Can you imagine if these two were out on the street? What would happen? I just think this is terrible. You can't laugh at someone who committed a crime. I don't care if that's your husband, your wife, your cousin, your mom and them. I mean, that's. And again, I understand the heat of the moment, but she instigated it. I'm sorry. You guys can get mad. You can say what you want. She instigated that from start to finish. And now who's facing disciplinary action? Jada Smith or Will Smith? I'll say this to you folks, and then I'll go. If you hang out with people who are instigators and who will not try to keep you on the straight and narrow, you need new friends. You need new people around you. Because this right here is uncalled for. These are not teenagers. We're talking about grown people, 50 and older. 50 and older. This is something I would expect out of a teenager or a very young person. I mean, not saying 50 is old. It is not. But somebody in their 20s maybe. This is terrible. I just don't know what to say. I mean, I pray for Chris Rock. I pray for Will, Jada, everybody involved. But this was absolutely despicable. Let's just tell it like it is. It's despicable. You know, we don't know what's going to happen to Will. We do know that the Academy met yesterday to talk about or to start disciplinary proceedings against Will, which is well deserved, by the way. And he's my favorite actor in all of Hollywood. But I have to call it how I see it. This was terribly wrong. Chris Rock didn't deserve what he got. Chris Rock, look, man, this was just, I don't know what else to say. But I'm telling you, you have to be careful of those individuals you call friend. And you have to be careful of those relatives who are not good for you, but they're selfish and they only think of themselves and how they feel. You have to be very careful. Sometimes in order to multiply, you have to subtract. You have to subtract people who are around you that really, if you really unfold everything and really take a deep look and then do a great introspection of yourself, you'll see that those individuals, they really don't mean you well. If they've done things to you that embarrass you and they do it repeatedly, but yet they're in your ear and in your face telling you they love you. I was taught at a very young age, action speaks louder than words. Action speaks louder than words. And so if you're constantly being embarrassed, people are instigating negative things that affect your life, not necessarily their life. It might be tangentially related to their life, but they're constantly poking you and or either poking someone and turning to you to see what you're going to do about it, to make sure you jump in and defend them, although they're the instigator. Or if they're not the instigator, they're like easily offended by everything, they turn to you to see what you would do about it. I would say to you, my friends, those are the type of individuals you need to get out of your life. I can't put it any other way. Get them out of your life. Multiply by subtracting. Start subtracting those people. Okay? Focus on yourself and keep it positive. And you will multiply. You will multiply. You will increase in character, in your peace. You will be happier. You won't be oppressed by those people. And you certainly won't be anyone's puppet. Okay? So that's the best advice I can give you tonight. If you will take my advice, is multiply by subtracting people out of your life that have an overwhelming influence on your life. They have control over you. And you feel like you just can't live without them. And they know that. So they manipulate you to their advantage. That is the spirit of Jezebel. I'm just going to call it like I see it. That's the spirit of Jezebel that would control you and manipulate you and oppress you and have you do things the way they would have you do it, while they're out doing whatever they want to do, disrespecting you and putting you on Front Street when they feel like they should. That's not love. That's oppression. But you can't see that that's not love. That's not love. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love is courteous. Right? Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 13. That whole chapter is about love. Love doesn't put itself first. It put you first. And your concerns, your feelings. I'm sorry, but that's just... And I'm not trying to insult anyone. I'm not trying to insult Jada Pinkett Smith. But I'm just saying that what I just saw was deplorable. It just simply was. And again, I'll reiterate, Will is my favorite actor in Hollywood. He still is. But what he did was wrong. He's going to have to suffer the consequences. I tell you what, if I had slapped someone and then refused to leave, I wouldn't be making this video. I'd be somewhere with about 12 numbers across my chest in a ridiculous looking photo. I'll tell you that. And so, wow. We're going to continue to pray for this family, the Smith family. We're going to continue to pray for the Rock family. We're going to pray for peace. We're going to pray for everyone who has suffered violence. We're going to pray for everyone who has been humiliated, disrespected, everyone who is currently oppressed, everyone who is under the curse of a stronghold. See, some of you know what I'm talking about. We're going to pray for those strongholds to be broken and pulled down in Jesus' name. That's right. That's what we're going to do. I'm talking 2 Corinthians chapter 10 now. Because, see, I believe in pulling down and destroying those strongholds. Because the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through God for the pulling down of strongholds. 2 Corinthians 10, 3 through 6. Read that. Check it out. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. Anyway, thank you for listening. This is Red. And my channel, of course, is Urbanite Reflections. If you like this content or you have suggestions for other content, let me know. And consider liking this video and subscribing, and I'll try to bring you some honest reactions to things that's going on in Urbanite Kingdom, if you will, all around the world. But it's just that this issue with Chris Rock getting slapped has just totally overtaken the news cycle. It really has, along with what's going on in Europe, of course. Shame. Anyway, you guys be safe, take care of each other, and pray much. This is Red. Peace.